Yo, what is up? This is Prole. You're watching the Prole Space YouTube channel. Thank you for clicking in. In this video, we're going to be doing Skate Weekly. It is week number 1 of December 2025. And the bulk of this video will be a review of Season 2. Now, Season 2 came out yesterday. So it's still really fresh, you know, everyone's still getting in and getting their first impression of it and figuring out, you know, what the direction of this game is gonna be. And they added a bunch of stuff, and some of it's good, some of it's not so good. But I think overall, my feelings of the new season are generally good. I don't think this season is a failure like Season 1. But I also don't think it's, you know, it's not an amazing fix. It's not like, oh, the game is great now. Of course, you know, there's still a lot of things they're working on. But they added a couple of really important things and have shown what the direction that they're going in. So yeah, let's get into some of the details. And yeah, by the way, I'm skating in Eelside. It's the new tunnel location. And yeah, I'll talk more about this location later, how I feel about it. But yeah, this is where we're skating today. Oh, okay. Alright. So I think the best additions to the game for Season 2 are this tunnel. Probably the best thing they added. Though I still have a lot of criticism for this tunnel, but I think it's a good spot. I'll get into it a little more later. The other couple things, impossibles, new trick. Right there. You can do this new trick in all stances, of course. You can do front flip or front foot ones or back foot ones, and they're super satisfying. You can really tweak them out and make them look really cool. If I could do one successfully, maybe, to show it off, but here you go. I keep doing it too fast. There we go. I mean, yeah, so they're super satisfying. Nollie. Yeah. I think they did really good on the impossible. It feels super satisfying to pull off. You can really tweak it out. And it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, no complaints really with the impossible. Good addition. I look forward to dark slides that they'll be adding later on in the game. The other thing I wanted to point out that I really think helps a lot is that they added 50 new pedestrians to the game. And you may have noticed the pedestrians now wear clothes from the shop, which makes a lot of sense, obviously, because it's an easy way for them to advertise the clothes that are available in the shop, of course. And it also just makes the pedestrians seem like they're actually, you know, people, other real people in the world, not just like weird mannequins walking around. So it adds a lot of immersion, and I think it just helps the world feel much more alive with these pedestrians walking around now, looking much better, much better. So yeah, I think so. Those 3 things are the big pluses for this season: Eelside, tunnel, impossibles, and the pedestrians. Of course, pedestrians, you know, that doesn't add anything to the gameplay. It just more so makes the world feel better, right? Another thing on top of that, for making the world feel better, they added a lot of just detail to the world, like look at this road texture, it has a lot more detail and stuff like that. And they worked on that all around the map. All around the map, it feels a lot more detailed And that helps a lot with immersion and just making the world feel like a real place. I will say, I don't think this sand van, I don't think it will ever fully feel like a real place just because of how it's designed. So, you know, it's not like a city designed to function in any real way, so it's never gonna feel fully good in my eyes, but they can still do a lot to make it feel like, at least like it's a real giant skate park, which is what it is, right? So just a giant skate park. And hopefully, you know, this tunnel feels a little more like a real world spot, though I'm gonna get to my criticisms of the tunnel in a little bit. Before I get into a few other good things that they did, I want to say I really like the Adidas collab. That's more of my personal preferences. I love Adidas and I'm an Adidas wearer, so I of course had to get the Adidas clothing. However, that's just a personal thing. I don't think the brands and stuff in the game is what is gonna make people play this game, you know? It's just like extra cool stuff that you can play around with, and you know, you can look cool in the game, but I don't think people, you know, no one's gonna play the game so they can wear Adidas, right? So to me, it's not really even worth mentioning all the clothes and stuff in a critical look at the game. That's, you know, my criticism of the clothes really is that hopefully they continue to make them look better. I want to be able to change colors of my clothes, and none of that's gonna happen, I don't think. So I'm just sort of ignoring the clothes. If something comes around that I like, I'll get it, but almost none of it I like. Adidas I do, so there you go. Next thing I really like about this season, though it's not really a season thing, it's just a game update. So they added a update to the settings, a few settings they updated. You can see from my gameplay right here, we no longer are required to have the compass on the HUD, so I got that off. So that's a nice little quality of life thing, no big deal, but a nice add. The best new setting though is the hold fakie stance push, okay? So now, let me just restart that. So, I'm in regular, I'm gonna go to fakie, right? I'm gonna stay in fakie, and that's been a setting this whole time, right? We could do this whole time. Stay in fakie, right? However, now with this new setting, you can set it to stay in fakie even after a push. So you see there, I push with my normal push button, right? Which is normally my front foot, right? Or sorry, back foot. Now I'm pushing with my front foot because I'm in opposite controls now, right? So now if I want to push like in switch, I have to switch which foot I'm pushing, right? So the point is, all my controls are switched, right? And now I can push and stay in fakie. So the next question you might be having is, well, how do you get into switch then? To do switch, you do have to do nollie controls basically in fakie. So instead of some things being reversed, but everything may mostly staying the same, now everything is reversed. So now you have to do a nollie to do switch, right? The benefit of that is two things, right? It's to add complexity to the controls of the game, so that's great for experienced players. Add more complexity to the game and make it more interesting to play, right? The other thing is that it looks awesome, right? So we're gonna get into fakie. Now normally if you pushed here and got yourself fully into switch stance, right, your skater is gonna look the same as they are when they're in regular stance. Or in their regular stance, right? But when I go to switch, now I look like I'm in nollie. My stance, my look is different because I don't look as comfortable in this stance. Right? See how much my guy's looking forward in regular, and now look. Now he's looking backwards. Right? He's more angled backwards. Cuz in real life, when you're in your unnatural stance, you're not as comfortable and your shoulders don't go in the same spot as they would be. That's why switch is harder, right? Because it's unnatural. It doesn't feel comfortable. So now you can mimic that look in the game. And this is great for clips. Of course, the fakey Mongo push is also really cool looking. So now your switch clips can actually look like your skaters in switch. They look uncomfortable. The tricks will look harder, you know, in theory, of course, not in actuality. But I think this is a really good addition, especially for realistic skaters that want to make really realistic looking clips and just want to skate the world realistically, right? And also on top of that, like I said already, the added complexity to the controls is another plus. So yeah, really good add. The new pump setting, I didn't play around with that too much, though. If you don't like the amount of pump you get from manual pumping, you can lower that now. Sometimes it does kind of feel like a little buggy, like you'll get an amount of speed that feels like you shouldn't have been able to get, right? So you can sort of lower that, dial it in more, and make it feel better for yourself. The replay editor additions, they added keyframes to the replay editor, I should say. And the other big thing is own the lot game mode. So let's start with replay editor. And let's grab a clip real quick and we'll look at it as I talk. Oh, come on. Cuz I won't be able to land a trick now that I want to do a clip. All right. So real simple clip here. Take a look. Replay editor got the addition of keyframes, and these work really well. They work, you know. There's not much more to say about it. You can still trim your clip, trim the end and front, and then you can go into your keyframes, you know, set the camera where you want it. You know, do your keyframes. There's not much to say, but it works, you know. So I just set those keyframes, and you can see the camera will move to where I want it, right? So it works. Okay, this is the first step toward a good replay editor. This was an absolutely necessary add, and they needed to get this done fast and first, right? But now it's still very basic, right? It's still not a good replay editor. It's just acceptable. It works, right? So yeah, it works, and I think it's good, but it's just the first step, and it's not something I'm gonna be happy with until we get like lens types, especially lens types, effects, you know, there's all sorts of things. They could go crazy with it. They can make it absolutely phenomenal if they wanted to. So we're gonna have to see how much work they've actually put into it and how good they're gonna make it. We'll see. On top of that, they need to add a reason to make clips, which is going to be really important for the longevity of the game, right? We need a way to watch people's clips and to maybe rate them or like them, stuff like that, in the game, right? There needs to be an in-game clip editor or clip watcher and some sort of system for incorporating the clips in the game, right? Make them so that we can go watch them and judge them, and maybe people can get popular through the clips, and like, you know, maybe good skaters will get popular, you know, the better clips you get, the more likes and stuff like that. And yeah, that's stuff they definitely need to add. But this update to the replay editor was a good first step, just not anywhere close to where we need to end up. But again, good first step. Let's see. The other big add was the new game mode. And you can watch me play that game mode in my video from yesterday, my play video of Season 2. I very much enjoyed this new game mode. I think it was a very important thing to add to the game, and important for the longevity of it again. It's a fun, and I think it can be an addicting sort of gameplay mode, and the one real criticism I'm gonna have for it is that they need to have matchmaking for it, because it's a co-op. You pretty much need to do co-op to complete the whole thing if you want to completely clear it. Solo, I was able to get to the second to highest clear level, so I think I did like 30 requirements, and you need to hit 40 to reach the full clear. So they really need to add matchmaking to the game overall, right? Like, if you want a party, you should be able to get matchmaking into a party instead of making the player do all the work of finding a party for themselves, right? I think this new game mode will just be good to, you know, people will get hooked into it, and it's one of those things where you just want to do it one more time, right? You can do one more attempt. You know, you're getting ticks every time. I don't think there's any sort of limit. I think you can do each one. Let me look at the map, actually. So I've done one of them, right? So yeah, you can just do them. You can do each one once, so you can earn the ticks once from each of these. So there's a few of them scattered around the map. Like, there's one. Where's another one? Here's one. So what is there? 3 of them on the map? Is that it? Is there really only 2 of them? Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. That's the big problem to me. So you only put 2 of these types of challenges in. So if you get in co-op and earn 70 ticks from each one, that's all you're gonna get. I mean, that's not much at all. And you can't grind them. You can't do them over and over. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't really help with longevity. Now it just sort of feels like it's a different challenge that you can do, rather than like a whole nother mode. Now that I learned that. Interesting. So yeah, I don't know how much it will help with longevity. And now my settings are messed up, because now I can't get these name tags off. I don't want to see people's names. I don't care what people's names are. There we go. Alright. So yeah, what is it called? Own the lot. It's a fun mode, but now that I know that you can only do it twice, basically, it kind of defeats the purpose for me. Like, it's a good mode, but the way they executed it and the way that it works in the game, it's not good. Because there needs to be something that people can grind endlessly and still earn rewards. And right now, there's not really anything you can do. Like, they're so stingy with the rewards in this game. Like, they're scared for people to earn too much of fake currency. Like, who cares how much people are earning? Who cares if people are clearing their skate pass? Like, people want to clear their skate pass. Let people clear their skate pass in the amount of time that they want to. Like, don't require people to play a certain amount of hours to clear their skate pass. Why can't we grind, own the lot, and earn ticks that way? I don't know. That makes no sense to me, but yeah, that's how they did it. So I don't like how they did it. Hopefully they can figure out some sort of game mode where people can just grind endlessly and do it. That's what people like to do. They like to play things over and over again. That's sort of what this game is missing. Though not in... You can do challenges over and over again, but not in a good way, right? Because there's no way to improve doing the challenges. You just do it and it's over, right? It's not a thing you can continually improve at. Once you can do it, you can do it. And doing it over at that point is not proving anything to yourself, and it's not a challenge. It's just busy work, right? So they need repetitive challenges that continue to push and challenge the player that's doing it over and over, rather than a repetitive challenge that you can do the first try every time, because then you're just introducing frustration and annoyance to your game. I checked out the skate pass stuff. It looked pretty decent. I am not buying it for season 2. I am not buying the skate pass probably ever again. If they continue to just not put any branded content in the skate pass, I just don't see the point in paying for it. So yeah, that's my feeling about that. So yeah, let me start talking about their sort of design philosophy with the new areas, okay? So this is Eelside Tunnel, the main new area they added. And as you can see throughout this whole video, it's all DIY. The entire tunnel is just DIY spots. And really the best way to skate this tunnel is just pretty much like skating it fast. Right? You just want to skate it fast in a line. Once you start slowing down in this tunnel, things get not as fun. But even going too fast, like you can't even catch most things going fast. Like you're just going to fly over a bunch of stuff. I think this tunnel is a fun spot, but it's not good. And what I mean by that is it's not good enough for what I expect a new skatable area to be. Like, why is it DIY? This feels like something that players should be making in their free time, not something that the developers are making and introducing as the big new addition for season 2. It just, I'm not against the DIY philosophy, design aesthetic, but it just doesn't feel as good in the game. It feels like it's thrown together haphazardly, and the effect is that it's not a coherent place to skate, and it's not a fun place to skate over and over again, because you just sort of get flowed into the same spots, and there's not much variety to what you're doing. It's basically just a few grind spots and manual spots, and then they have quarter pipes on the edge to keep you flowing, and to get, you can use those to get some speed if you want, but they're otherwise, useless quarter pipes. This is a fun gap, I guess. No gap for this one though. Why not? I don't know. What I want to see from the skate devs is more coherent skate spots. I want something to feel like a place that I'm skating at. And what I think they might be missing is that it's more fun to skate places that weren't designed to be a skate park, right? It's more fun to skate places that you're not supposed to skate at, right? that's one of the major that's some of the major appeal to street skating, period, is that you go out into the world not meant for skating and reinterpreting your space as skating obstacles, right? But if you design your game with just DIY stuff, it makes it feel like everything's just pre-interpreted for you, right? So they're saying this is how you skate this. We put the ramp here, and that's how you skate it, right? So it just takes away the fun and the curiosity and the wonder of like, oh, how am I gonna skate this place? Like, it takes away the creativity when you're just sort of forcing players down. Like, there's like 3 lines that you can take in this, like, and none of them are fun. So with that said, I think it's still a decent spot. It's definitely better than the rooftop spots they added. I will say they added a pretty good rooftop bowl, and that is pretty cool if you're into bowls and like to skate those in this game. They're not that fun in this game to me, bowls, but they added a good one. So that's good news at least. But the other rooftop spot that I found was DIY. And yeah, let's get into the last thing I want to talk about, which is the huge mega ramps they added to the tallest building. And they added like 2 mega ramp areas to the rooftops, and I think there's a challenge on one of them or both of them, whatever. But what I want to say about those spots is that I don't understand them. I don't understand the idea behind these huge mega ramps, because they go to nowhere. They don't. You just jump off a giant roof. You just jump off a giant building to nowhere. I don't get it. I don't get what's fun about it. Like, you can throw yourself off. You can throw yourself off any building in this game. I don't need a ramp to do it, but I guess adding a ramp is a little more fun. But so I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get the mega ramp on the roof thing. Jumping to nowhere, jumping to the ground, where you'll inevitably slam on the concrete, and I don't know, that's not fun to me. But I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy the new mega ramp stuff, because that does seem popular. Like, it's probably good for the TikTok scene, I guess. But I think overall, they're not spots that people are going to be going back to for very long. And I think it just speaks to like this design philosophy in this game that doesn't understand what makes skateboarding fun. They're like too influenced by what's popular on YouTube, like the big mega ramp challenge YouTubers. That stuff is popular to watch. It's not popular to play. And I think that's what they need to understand. What do people want to play, not watch? You're not making a game so people can watch it on TikTok. You're making a game so people can play it and have fun, right? And get something out of it, not just fun, right? If something wants to elevate itself beyond just entertainment, right, it needs to offer the player something beyond just mindless fun, right? I don't know if the skate devs have that ambition, but they're not accomplishing it. They're not getting anywhere close to getting elevating this game past anything that's just like mindless TikTok clips. Right, so I don't know. I think I need them to do better with these new spots. I think that's my main criticism with Season 2 is that the new spots just aren't good enough. And the design philosophy behind the spots makes me nervous. And I don't like the direction that they're going with these new spots, but all of that can be fixed with a simple, like, adding a new map, a new street map, and I'll be fine, right? I'll be happy with that. That leads me to my next things that I want to still see in this game. I'm desperate for night mode. The tunnel lighting and stuff, it adds a whole new vibe. I think that's the best part of the tunnel, is that it's just, you know, it's in the dark, you have the artificial lighting. It's a whole different feeling, and it's really making me want night mode even more. Like, we need a night-day cycle. If they need to add a whole nother map to do that on, like, that's cool. Like, I don't know, but maybe there's some reason why they can't add night mode, nighttime, to the current map. Either way, hopefully within, like, the next year, this game has a night mode. I think it's desperately needed for clips and just to add variety to the feel and atmosphere of the game. One last thing I wanted to say. A couple more things, actually. Actually, 3. No, 4. I got 4 more things to say, and then we'll finish this up. They introduced this new bug with the skin color, and I think it mostly affects the PC players. So when I played on Xbox, my skin color was the same as Season 1. When I loaded it up on PC, my skin color was like 5 shades darker. And I had to change my skin tone to the lightest tone to get this color that I'm currently at, right? Which is still pretty dark. So yeah, they introduced the skin color bug to the PC version of the game. Party chat was added. I haven't tried it, and I don't really care for party chat and stuff like that, but it's definitely something they needed to add, and they should still try to add text chat, because I think that's a much more useful way to communicate in a skateboarding game. And the last thing, no, 2 more things, right? Okay. This is advice for the devs. Please, I hope they watch this. Please stop adding climbing to this game. Don't make me climb. I don't want to climb any buildings. I do not want to do it. Do not make me do it, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. And the final thing I wanted to say, I wanted to add a little tip, actually, to the new hold fakie stance. I don't think I said this earlier when I was talking about it. So how do you get into switch from here? Because you used to just push and you could get into switch stance. So now, in order to set your stance to switch, you have to push B, and then your skater will go into that stance. Now I'm in like full goofy stance, right? If I go this, all of a sudden I'm backwards. Oh no. So what do? You have to push B. You have to like brake, and then you'll reset to your normal stance. Now, I did get it to work. I did get switching to work with hippie jump, spin, body varial, but that only worked for me once and it never worked again. So yeah, I think what you have to do is push B. So that unfortunately means you have to brake, basically. So if you ever find yourself in the wrong stance and you can't get yourself out of that stance for some reason, just push B and it will fix it. Boom. Just like that. And then you can go back to your normal pushing button and you'll push with your normal foot. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for me today. I mean, I think I probably said a lot there. It's a review, so I had to talk a lot of, I guess, but I think my overall feeling of season 2 is it's pretty good. I think it's a step in the right direction. They added some good stuff, but a lot of it's kind of not that good. Adidas tracksuit, A+, eelside tunnel, B+. Everything else probably like a C rating. I would say it's on its way. Okay, if they can, if the devs get the opportunity to keep working on this and they get the budget to do it, they can continue to make this into a good game. I think for this game to get up to the next level, they need to add a whole new map that has a night day cycle and all that, and it feels more like a real world than the current map, which is this feels like a giant skate park. And I think people just get tired of it. Like, it just doesn't feel like a normal place. It feels like a giant skate park that kind of loses people's interest. So I think that's not like a day-night cycle would help a lot with that. And they did help a lot with the detailing and stuff that they added for season 2. If they continue to do that, the map will get better, the game's getting better. People are going to want to continue hating this game, and that's fine. But I just want people to, don't hate it to the point where you're not seeing the good stuff being added too, right? There's going to be good stuff. It's going to take a long time to really fix this game. And people aren't going to want to realize that or admit it. It's probably going to be at least a year plus before this game is like edging into good territory for all of the gamified parts of it. Of course, like I've said a million times, the skating is excellent, right? The controls are great. They didn't mess up the controls for season 2. I don't really feel any difference there. The gameplay is great. Everything around it, they have to keep working on, and that's going to be the case for at least a year. If I'm saying this a year from now and it still feels like they're not going in the direction that we want, then I think the game's in real trouble at this point. I think right now the game is on the right track, and if they get the time and budget, they can make a good game out of this. They just got to keep working at it. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. That was my season 2 review and Skate Weekly week 1 of December 2025. I will be back next week. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, check out my other videos on the channel. I don't only do skate, I play other games, I do other things. Check it out, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.